For some time past, quite a few people had recommended to us a day trip to Windsor and London Airport, including a river trip on the upper reaches of the Thames. In the August holiday period of 1962, we decided to see if this trip was all it was said to be. We had booked our seats 2 days before. The morning came. It was pouring wet. All preconceived ideas of marvellous shots of blue skies and billowing white clouds faded abruptly. As we trudged the bus in Humberson Gate, our hearts sank into our squelching boots. A whole fiver was about to be poured down the storm sewers. All aboard, we splashed our way southwards. At Banbury, it was still raining, but by the time we had reached Abingdon, where we stopped for coffee, the clouds had broken and out came the sun. We cheered up immensely, and out came the camera. Looking over the parapet of the river bridge, this view lay before us. The air was crystal clear after the rain. Who could resist packing this shot in the camera? However, a few yards further on, this view appeared, an even better picture than the last. On now to Windsor. We had been to Windsor some years back, but it was, of course, all new to young Alan. We had only about half an hour before lunch, so our visit had to be a very brief one. I expect you'll all recognise this as St George's Chapel. We could not leave without getting a picture of a guardsman in his bearskin and red tunic. Arriving at last at London Airport, we had this rather striking panorama of one of the car parks. Thousands of vehicles waiting for their owners to return from all parts of the world. The roofs of the central buildings of the airport have been made as grandstands for the many folk who visit the place just to see the arrival and departure of planes. Here you see a BEA Vanguard being got ready for takeoff, whilst another plane taxis in. On the distant runway, another plane is just touching down. This is a view of the decks on the rooftops on which the spectators can stand. A Skyways of London Constellation is being loaded. Taxiing to its unloading point is another BEA Vanguard. London Airport is a fantastically busy place, with planes seemingly appearing out of the sky from nowhere. What a masterpiece of organisation it is. We are looking across now to the BEA hangars, which can house the largest aircraft. This is a Super Constellation belonging to Air France. Here's the tower from which the movements of all aircraft using the airport are controlled. A jet airliner is just taking off. Another BA Vanguard with the Hunting Airlines hangars in the distance. A BOAC Viscount, I think, this time, with a Vanguard in the foreground. From the rooftops fly the flags of all the airlines which use this airport. Our stay at the airport lasted about 2 hours, but to me it seemed like 5 minutes. But it was time to continue our journey. A bus took us by Virginia Water to Windsor Great Park. On our way, the bus paused at the famous Ascot Racecourse, where I took a pot shot from the bus door. At Runnymede, we went aboard a river launch. Tea was served in the lower saloon of the launch. This was the scene as we negotiated one of the many locks on the river. The weather was ideal for this kind of shot. Unfortunately, I did not record the name of this particular lock. The name of this bridge also eluded the record. Perhaps someone may recognise it and let me know. Our last river scene, after which we arrived back at Windsor in time to catch our bus to Leicester. We had had a grand day with perfect conditions for photography. We had taken a chance, and for once we had got away with it.